Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Dice Cult for episode 8 of On the Backs of Gods. Thank you all for being here. I am your Dungeon Master, Jillian, and I'm just going to introduce my players real fast. We have Frank, Kyle, Mac, Josh, Ray, and Christo. I think all of us are ready to jump back into it. We left right near the ends of a combat, so I will give us a quick recap. And I think we can get started. Does that sound good?
Sounds good
Yep.
to me.
All right. Last time, all of you were able to open the scroll left by Ave after each one of you, in some form or fashion, promised your word that you would complete this mission or help your friends complete this mission. Once getting the scroll open, you all learned basically of Ave's will of, here are the directions to where you're going. They're very minimal. I'm very sorry. Which is to head you towards the oasis, which is at the end of the spine. And also he has given you all directions on what to do with his body now that he has passed. He says he cannot be cremated in the valley because of the high levels of corruption and wish to be taken back home with a few other kind of confusing steps that you all have never really done for anybody else's funeral, but Ave was the chosen of Golvig. It could be relevant. You all get the scroll ready. You continue forward, following the spine. You realize that the glyphs that illuminated the spine are starting to fade. As you made your way forward, it seemed as if a storm was coming for multiple days. One did not, and when the clouds cleared, you were stuck in the middle of a whiteout. As you all pushed forward in this whiteout, Saga, with keen eyes, saw ahead of them a large frost giant that could not be persuaded to not eat half of the party, which was his bargain. All of you sprang into combat, Saga causing this poor giant to think that he was being attacked by a corrupted giant. As he began to flee, bleeding profusely, he bumped into a snow mound, which revealed a golden door. And that is where we left off. We are at the top of the initiative. Roshan, you are first.
So Roshan will drop the silence so that all of his friends can hear, and will yell after everyone, just leave the giant. Let's try to get in the door, and will run his full speed and dash toward the door if he needs to.
Okay, Roshan, you are currently on one of the sleds, so that is no problem for you.
Perfect.
You beeline forward. You are going to be pretty close to the giant, which you see is still trying to flee. Are you comfortable with that?
I would like to stay out of its reach.
Okay, that's definitely doable. You can get right up to the door on this turn.
All right. Is there any time to inspect it, or no?
I will give you a quick description.
Okay.
But interactions and whatnot will have to wait. When you approach the door, just at a quick glance, you see that it is gold and barely tarnished. You can see there are carvings and holes in the door. As you look closely, you can see that there is a carving of a face and then something that looks like wind. And you can see that there is, the mouth is partially open and it looks like tears are coming from the eyes of the drawing. And there is a hole where the mouth is and where the ears are. And you see something scrawled in very like old common, which if you kind of roll me a history check or just straight intelligence. Could be the same thing.
Yes. 12 total.
All right. You were able to read it. It took a bit of like, I'm not sure. You think it translates to something along the lines of bring him joy. And that
Okay.
is the end of your turn.
Good turn.
Good turn. Fen, you are up.
Fen turns to Nana and says, Nana, it's getting away. What should we do?
You remember the elk incident?
How could I forget? Which one of us is riding?
I think you're probably going to be faster than I am.
All right, Gorbjorn, give me a boost. I'm going to run full speed towards this giant, taking the dash action, and I'm going to leap off of its back, kukris in hand, and trying to jump onto its back and stick the landing, slow this thing down.
What is your movement without dash?
35 feet.
Oh, okay. Sadly, it's 40 feet away, so you would need the dash. And you are going to try and climb up its back?
I'm trying to jump onto its back, whatever it takes, with whatever assist that Gorbjorn can give me.
Gorbjorn is currently 20 feet away from it, so he can't give you too much assistance at the moment, but it is possible for you to climb. Give me athletics or acrobatics.
There's a 24 acrobatics.
Easy as walking in the snow. You, on your turn, using the rest of your movement, climb up this thing's back.
Yeah, just kind of, arms around its neck or whatever I can manage.
Okay.
Just trying to slow it down.
Yeah. There's no grappling happening, but you are definitely on top of it like, I got him, boys. Okay. Any bonus actions?
No, other than no bonus actions.
All right. Saga, you're up.
Sorry, I was muted. Saga sees half the party leaving and half the party going after the thing, and it's all right. She sends the giant that was still like attacking the other giant, like the corruption giant, has it continue to like it turns around, slashes at the giant, and then keeps running.
Okay.
So it'll do a d6, and then Saga's going to make her way towards the door where Roshan ran. I didn't have my dice out because we totally forgot we were playing D&D.
That's 3 dice.
Personally, I thought we were playing bingo.
Oh,
I love a good
yeah, so that'll be a 3, an 03.
Oh, ooh. Yeah.
Bingo.
All right, so you is it a bonus action for you to do stuff with your phantasmal?
Yes.
Okay, so you want to dash to Roshan.
Yes.
Okay. You get right behind him.
Okay. As I run up, I'm like, what are we doing? Are we staying? Are we leaving? Okay, great. I'll just follow you.
You two
That's
get
it.
the door open.
Yeah. Saya just starts to move towards the door and yanking at it.
Okay. You start.
Does it-
You're pulling at the door.
Yeah.
When you put hands on it, because you would you like to use an action to try and brute force this door?
I have to use a
Oh, you
dash
dash.
action to get
Never
there?
mind. I'm just giving you actions all day.
I'll try.
I'm gonna. Yeah. You.
No, I think it's more like she yanks at it, but doesn't probably slips off the door because it's slick and then falls and then gets back up and then starts actually the next turn.
Yeah, the door does not seem to be giving from just your action of trying to kind of jostle it open.
Sounds good. We'll get it next time.
Next time.
Yeah.
All right.
Coming for you, door.
Our greatest enemy.
Don't you go anywhere, door.
Gorbjorn, you're up.
I hold my sword up high, running at him like, ah! And I go into a reckless swirl, and I rolled really poorly, so I miss.
Just screaming and just as you're running forward, sword up, ready to swing, you see Fen running alongside you, who propels himself off of your back to get leverage, and your sword just goes wide, just completely.
Oh, oops.
Sorry,
We'll
Golden.
need to work on the coordination on that one.
But at least I'm right next to it. So.
Oh yeah, you're right next to him. All right. Tordrick, you're up.
So, Tordrick, how far away is he from the giant?
You are 60 feet away from the giant.
Okay, and am I also 60 feet? Obviously, that means I'm 60 feet from Finn. He will. He starts running. He sees Finn jump on the back of the giant, and he goes, "Eisenstein!" And he starts running as fast as he can. And he's like, he wants to do something and attack the giant, but then he may attack Finn if he attacks the giant. So he's like talking to himself, "What should I do? What should I do?" So he's just trying to get closer at this point.
Are you going to dash, or are you doing something else?
He is going to, he's going to go his full movement to catch up to where he can help either with healing or with some type of enhancement, because he wants to do emboldering bond with the two that are on the giant.
Okay.
But he has to be within 30 feet.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You were exactly 30 feet.
Okay. Then he's going to go ahead and do emboldering bond.
Okay. Will you explain that to us, please?
Yes. Basically, it makes a bond between the two that are next to each other as long as they're willing. And that allows them to have a plus D or a D4 bonus to any rolled attack, ability check, or saving throw.
Okay.
Once per their turn. So to hit, saving throws, whatever, ability checks. And it lasts for an hour.
Oh, so is it
Nice.
concentration?
It's not a concentration.
All right. Gorbjorn, full of magical energy.
I really use this.
Is that all, Tordrick?
That's it. He's
Just running through the snow, trying to catch up.
Juice the orc. Juice the orc. Juice the orc.
Ah!
Nanna, you watch as Tordrick hustles past you. It's your turn.
Nanna is going to run her full movement towards the giant as well. As she passes Gorbjorn, she's going to shout to him, "You hit him high, I'll hit him low." And she's going to try to stick her spear in between the giant's legs as he's running.
Okay, let me, what is your movement without dash?
40.
Oh, well then, one moment.
Uh-huh.
That's
I'm
my
a
shit.
speedy Goral.
Oh yeah, you get there then.
Woo!
And no dashing necessary, and you're going to attack?
Uh-huh.
With
Go for it.
advantage.
With advantage. Yay. Oh God, really? Really? It's
Really?
fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's not a nat 1. So that's I'm guessing a 5 does not hit.
5 does not hit.
Cool. That's fine.
And as a bit of a piece from last time, where you technically ran would have been where your spear fell, so easy enough as running to grab your second spear.
Yeah, awesome. Got 2 again. That's at least nice instead of
All right,
it's fine.
Nanna and Gorbjorn, you were on this thing, and Fen is literally on this thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it's the giant's turn. He is going to attempt to once again see through this illusion, this horrible illusion that has been plaguing him. 14.
That's my DC. Does that mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
If it hits, it hits.
If it hits, it hits.
Yo.
As somebody jumps on his back and he's kind of jostled forward a bit, and he blinks, and it kind of looks like the fake giant is glitching, where it's running in place. And you can
He got
see
stuck on a rock.
the wires kind of get like he's like, Oh,
Uh-oh.
tricks and magic in my mountain. And he is going to spin around, because he doesn't exactly understand that Fen is like on him. So he's like, something's behind me. He's gonna spin around.
Like a little mosquito. So.
And he's going to take his first attack with his great axe at Gorbjorn.
With advantage.
Ooh, all right.
Reckless attacks.
Oh boy.
No disadvantage because I'm on him, or that doesn't balance
No,
out?
reckless attacks just give advantage against me.
21 to hit.
Yep.
I would have hit with either roll anyways. Beefy boy.
Oh boy. That beefy boy's not allowed to beat up our beefy boy.
No, our beefy boy.
Please just stop saying beefy boy.
There's only room for so much thickness.
Gorbjorn, you take 19 points of damage, half.
That's already halved?
No.
Okay, so then I take 9.
Yes. I was just like, you're like, oh God, he's coming in hot. His second attack is going to be at Nanna as he just wildly swings at both of you just like that. I'm assuming an 11 does not hit.
It does not.
Swings wide on the second one, kind of knocked off balance by the extra weight on his back that he's yet to really figure out about. He is not going to run, and he looks over to the side and also sees some people by a golden door.
Oh no.
He is going to start going that way.
Oh no, he don't.
Nanna, he leaves your threatened area, but not Gorbjorn's.
Okay, then I'm going to take an opportunity attack against him.
All right.
With advantage.
With advantage. That's my boy. All right. Ooh, that's better. 16 to hit?
16 hits.
Hell yeah. All right. Okay, so that's fine by me. Gonna be a D. That's 5 points of damage.
All right.
I'm still aiming for the legs. I'm trying to maim those to try and like trip him up, knock him down.
Yeah. From last time, Gorbjorn had done a very deep cut into the calf, and you were just hacking and stabbing at that point, hoping to start to do some really bad damage. He looks very bad. You can hear him breathing heavy, and he's kind of limping as he walks, as Fen tries to hold on, just kind of being like rocked side to side as he moves
just
forward.
A bit more, come on!
We are back at the top, Roshan.
Oh boy. So
get the door! Get the door!
So the door has a crying face that's blowing wind out of an open mouth.
There is an open mouth. There are ear holes, and the wind it does not look like it is actually coming from the mouth. It actually looks more based around the ears.
It wants to hear some nice music.
I think Ro wants to tell it a joke. And we'll like go up to the ear and whisper in it, 2 drums and a cymbal fall off a cliff.
As you whisper this this joke into his ear, when you do the part, you hear like a soft vibration inside of the door, and sound comes out of the mouth, but it's very minimal, but the door does not move.
Okay.
You need to up your game.
Yeah.
This is an amateur night, Ro. Pull out the A+ material.
Rashawn's like, wow, okay. Oh.
Fine.
I thought I did okay.
We're in the thick of it now, bud. This is Simon Cowell.
All right, well, that's his turn.
Cool. Perfect. Fen, you're up.
Fen is gonna take both of his kukri and put them on either side, reaching around the giant's neck. Can he reach around with both of them? Can I reach around?
Yeah, I would say, especially with large dagger in hand, you are able to get at least the circumference of this.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and just cut this thing. So I've got an action, primary action with my right hand and bonus action with my left hand. Those come with advantage because of Gorbjorn.
Yep.
Yes.
All right. First attack is a natural 20.
Wow. That certainly hits.
That deserves the merch shirt. Nat 20, nat 20, nat 20.
Every nat 20.
But bear with me. This might not be great. These are not my primary weapons. That is 9 points of damage.
Dude, it's probably enough.
He is, you cut deep into its neck and you watch like a spurt of blood go forward and you hear the gurgle from inside of its throat, but it is still up. It is wobbling and it seems almost completely out, but it is still on its feet.
How about that second attack?
Second attack, which I don't get a modifier on. That is a 16 to hit.
16 hits.
All right, and 3 points of damage.
Ooh.
Ah, he just had 3. Yes.
You take the daggers, both cut through the neck, an explosion of like dark, almost purple blood. Not Nana. Saga, you look up at the giant above you, and then the torrent of blood that like kind of splashes in your direction. Fen, you watch as this thing begin. All of you watch as it begins to wobble.
Oh, I'm not watching. I'm hanging on for dear life.
You feel it. I am going to give you an opportunity to roll strength to try and aim this thing away from landing on the team.
Okay. This is gonna be a straight roll, guys. I'm so sorry.
I believe in you.
Use that bond. Add the defense. If you haven't already used it.
Well, I have not, but I will to make that an 11.
All right. With that, I am going to roll 2 d20s. I'm going to give myself advantage. If I get 10 or lower, I am going to fall in one of the directions where people are. The first roll was a 7, and the advantage was a 19.
Oh, yes!
Fen, you just kind of hold on and lean as this thing is pulled backwards, and with a flourish, you are able to kind of jump, skid, and land next to it as it goes prone in the snow and silent.
Well done.
And you are out of initiative.
Well done. Oh, all right. Let's get this burnt. Let's get that door open, and let's get the hell inside.
First, I loot it before we burn it.
Well, whatever it's got. I mean, it surely is only wearing, like, what, a loincloth?
It's wearing, it has, like, patchwork armor on. That would be a bit too big for anybody. But it also is wielding a great axe, and it has a horn.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take the horn.
Okay. It looks like it's made out of some sort of large, like, goat horn, like bigger than goats you've really seen, but you're like, all right. So you have a pretty cool large horn.
Cool.
All right.
And he's gonna take an ear.
Tordrick wants
already cutting an ear.
Tordrick wants to smell that horn.
Oh.
Um,
Smell like a drinking horn?
Yeah, you go over and smell the horn. Sadly, all you smell is giant breath.
No.
Yeah, the wrong hole is cut. All
Oh.
the alcohol would just fall through.
Aw.
I mean, cool drinking game, but not good for carrying. After
I just figured it was as tall as him. That's about the accurate size drinking horn for Tordrick. So
That is what you call what?
Medieval
Oh my
beer.
God.
What is it? A beer bong.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
would Gorbjorn and Nana give me perception checks, or one of you can have advantage?
Nana, why don't you take advantage?
That will be okay by me if that's okay by you.
That's okay by me.
All right, advantage. No. 12?
Okay. You look around, you don't really see anything, but then again, it is a bit of a whiteout. All you see is this large, giant corpse laying in the snow, and you watch as a bit of it shuffles, and you could just see something kind of pop out from next to its arm, and it looks like it's slowly starting to make its way around.
All right, let's get this burnt immediately. Okay, who's got fire? I've got tinderbox and torches. Anybody else got some fire? Let's get this ablaze as soon as possible.
I'll break his great axe in half and add it to the kindling.
Boom.
Tordrick will go ahead and cast Sacred Flame, and flame will come down upon the body.
Nice.
All right. As you all add a bit of tinder to the form of this giant, Tordrick calls down Heavenly Flame, which starts to catch and burn at the body as it starts to build up. It is not fully burnt yet, but it is starting to burn. Meanwhile, at the door, Saga, partially probably a bit traumatized.
I was gonna ask if I could have a dex save for that, because
You know what? You can. Go ahead and roll dex. You can do a dex save.
all right.
You're like, pardon me. No, thank you.
I don't wanna.
No.
Okay, so it's plus 17.
Okay. You were
Okay.
able to sidestep most of it. It's not like originally it like waterfalled you, but
That's
you
good.
do get like, you kind of like step and it does like splash onto your boots a bit, but that's about it.
Oh. Looking to Roshan, why must we always fight everything? Like, he was leaving.
He wanted to eat half of us,
Yes,
including
but he was leaving.
He's
We
leaving to
didn't-
get his friends.
No, he was leaving because he was scared of the image that I put up.
And he
You really
would've-
need to let us know when you do that.
I mean, I thought the hand gestures were obvious.
I was a bit busy lying in the snow half the time.
Keep going.
I just don't like fighting. Okay.
We understand. You don't have to any more than you have to, but let's worry about that in a while, please. Will you help Roshan to open up the door while we take care of this? You don't have to deal with this giant anymore. Focus on that. That's where the prophecy's taking us, right? Lady Seda said.
How do we just open the door?
So hearing what he heard the last time when he tried to tell it a joke, Ro will raise his voice a little more and say to the ear, can you hear me? And then like put his ear up to the mouth to see if anything comes out.
Okay. You.
So it's like, yeah, I can hear you.
yeah, dude.
I'm right here.
You speak up into the ear and you hear that vibration again. This time it's a bit louder. And you hear kind of like a weird patchwork amalgamation of what you said. Like it's almost like an echo, but it's stretched out in weird places. And like very like vibrato. It seems to have distorted what you said, but it does not open.
Saga, well, when I first said something into its ear, I heard something, and then if you put your ear up to the mouth, it sounds like an echo, but distorted in ways I don't understand. Would you like to try?
Well, what does this inscription say? I can't read.
It's Old Common, I think was what Jillian said.
So if you had done, basically, if with a good enough look, you'd be like, oh, okay. So all of you would vaguely know Older Common, but it's like reading like Old English. Like, oh, okay.
Way too many E's.
I'm up upon these hands.
Oh, he wants us to make him happy?
I think so. That's why I tried telling it a joke, but wasn't good enough.
Saga leans up towards the door.
Right.
Laughs.
You laugh into the ear, and you hear that vibration. And it seems to be more constant and like it's trying to maintain itself, but it does eventually stop. And the door does not open.
Ro will see that and just like start laughing and like gesture for her to start joining.
I do minor image minor illusion and do laughing like a crowd laughing, and it's just like
That's smart.
As both of you stand there with your imaginary crowd laughing to the door, I would like both of you to either make a performance check or one of you do a performance check with advantage.
I have a good performance. What do you?
I have
Amazing.
also good performance. I've got +8.
I have +6.
Let's both roll.
Okay.
27.
25.
Wow!
We both
Good
rolled
job,
19.
guys.
We sound pretty good.
This is the best laugh track.
Yeah.
Hey, Golden Door, let me whisper in your
I
ear.
just have to capture this in a bottle.
All of you look over and just see Roshan and Saga kind of lean forward and like laughing into this door.
We look like we had the best joke. We're both cracking up.
As you're watching them, they almost start to harmonize in their laughter.
Ooh.
And it has almost a bit of like a musical feel to it. And you both can like feel like on your hand on the door, like the vibration of the door. And you can hear your sound moving from the ears through the door and out the mouth into this just kind of elongated like, then it starts to kind of elongate and like warp your laughter. And you hear like a sliding sound and then a click.
Should we
good yet?
should we try
Laughing
and
in
open
victory.
You all hear a horn.
Oh boy.
Incredibly
I horn
close.
back.
You horn.
No.
Yeah. Roll performance.
Oh my god.
My dice fell. Sorry. Oh wait, there's a negative to that problem. Oh no, it's not. So there's 18.
Oh.
Wow.
You take a deep breath and beginner's luck perhaps, but you return the call and you can hear shouting in Giant approaching very quickly.
Oh boy.
Do we understand what it says?
People who understand Giant, it sounds like what's wrong? We're coming. Emergency coming quickly. Like
boy.
It's almost words of encouragement.
How far along is the burn?
I would say because you guys have probably been tending that while Roshan and Saga were at the door. This thing is a light. It is not like a charred pile of bones, but it is a light.
Good enough. All right, we
Is the
have
door
had
open?
our
Saga.
timeline move up on us.
Saga, use your voices, your
No, we got the door.
illusory voices
open?
to tell them there's nothing wrong.
Well, if they see the burning body, they'll
Just
keep
shout
burning it. That's
loudly
everything's fine.
with your illusions.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Oh,
Illusory.
Illusion does in giant. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. Roll
Make
up. Roll persuasion.
Okay.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I blew the
I
horn
just
twice.
tripped and blew my horn by accident, I guess.
It was an accident.
Yeah.
Blew my horn all over the place.
16. 16.
16?
Yep.
There is a moment where there's like a pause and you don't hear a reply. So it seems like you could hear like the crunch of their feet on snow. It seems that they are no longer running now, but they're like approaching kind of slower, like, and you hear it like, everything's good, like one of them yells, but the feet are still coming closer, but walking.
Let's just
Ro,
get
is
the
the
fuck
door
out.
open?
Inside,
Is the door open?
inside.
Go. In,
Yeah,
please.
so we heard the click at the door. Is it openable now? If we
Yeah, you put hands on the door and it seems like it'll like slide kind of like boop
Okay.
for you to enter.
Yes, I do that and also try to get the sled in.
Fen,
Okay.
with me. And Nana's going to take her cloak off her back and start sweeping the tracks behind us as we move towards the door so that it covers our tracks in the snow so we don't leave trails behind us.
Should probably grab Ave too.
Yeah. Gorbjorn
Yeah.
jogs back and
Gorbjorn
grabs,
should do
his
that.
sled. Gorbjorn's like, yeah, I got a job. It's the sled and Ave.
Yes, it
I should do
is.
that.
Yes, that is the job.
If
I,
Ave's not here, then they have no reason to keep me.
Oh no!
I need to be useful to the group.
Oh.
Yeah, you run back. Roshan, you kind of are trying to move the sled inwards. And once you're kind of past the door, it's just like this loud scraping sound as you've hit something akin to like ice and stone. But you are able to get one of the sleds in, and Gorbjorn easy enough to bring your sled in because it's full manpower. But one of the other sleds was left a bit ways back, and you can hear the giants approaching.
All right.
Can Saga attempt to pull it towards us using mold earth? It's a 60 foot. It's a 60 foot, I think, range, or 30. Let me see. 30.
Someone
Is it
else
30
could
feet
grab
away?
it.
Well, she said they're approaching.
What's a fast sled?
I would say, Saga, it is out of your range. It's about 55 feet away from where you guys are. Somebody is welcome to try and go get it.
No,
Just leave it.
I think we should cut our losses, cover our tracks, get in, close the door, be done with it, and hope they just assume whoever it was ran away.
Nana, give me a survival check for covering your tracks.
Alrighty, I
I'm
will do
helping
that.
with that. Is that can she
Sure.
use it to advantage?
Give advantage then. Yep.
Woo!
You're just sweeping.
All right. Come on. All right. God, I can't roll today. Okay. Does a 12 help?
You feel like you did a pretty good job.
Okay.
You're like, got all the tracks.
Do we want to put like an illusion in front of the door or anything? Or
Nobody's home, just a sign.
Saga.
Maybe just like a pile of snow. Make it
That's
look
what I
like
was
this.
thinking.
There's nothing been here in like forever.
Saga can just within the 30-foot like circle of us just shuffle the snow to flatten it out,
Mhm.
and then do you want me to make a hill of snow or dirt?
In front of the door, yes. Make it
I
look like
need
nothing's been
Everyone get in then.
you see now the large
What?
shape of two giants.
Close the door. Close the door. Close the door.
Close, go.
Close.
You all run inside and push the door back closed, and you hear that click. And now you are in complete darkness.
I can see.
I can see.
Dancing lights.
Isn't that
Dancing
nice
lights
for
come
you?
up.
I can't see.
Saga and Nana are like, we don't know what's going on now. You pull up dancing lights. Would you describe your dancing lights for me?
Oh yeah. They're like little. They kind of move in this like strange way. I guess resembling a jellyfish across like the air around us, and they kind of like they shift color in like a bit of an iridescent like pink, blue, purple, like light pastel colors, and just kind of float around us, like swimming around our heads.
Okay. You all, once you are inside, can see that you're in a bit of on a landing. And in front of you is a staircase going down. And you can see that the staircase in the center spots is adorned with gold. So there's like a gold square on each step going downwards. And these are deep steps. They look like they go down for a hot minute.
We want up.
How are we going to bring sleds downstairs?
I don't think we'll have to. I think they stay here and we go check it out down there, and then I think this is how we escape as well.
I'm not sure we should leave Ave's body unattended. Not here in the middle of the Valley of Odin.
We're going to carry it?
Well, if we want to rest right here and see if any corruption comes up.
Oh.
Maybe we could do a short rest? That would be what, an hour?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'd be an hour.
And these are stone steps?
Yes, they are stone steps with gold squares in the middle. Be a bit fancy, a bit bougie. You can see that there's like ice on a lot of it. Like these steps look pretty slick.
How do you all feel about taking perhaps an hour, rest ourselves, ready ourselves before we move onward?
All right. These steps seem slick. I'm going to see if I can set some pitons and set some guidelines with rope for us so we don't fall on our collective asses as we make our way down.
Best not. Yes. Take your time setting those up. Does anyone need anything in particular? Is anyone in dire need of healing or anything of that nature?
Kind of hungry.
We can have a snack.
Beer.
I think we could all do with at least a little if there's any left in the stores.
Tordrick kind of mumbles something. Tordrick wants to look at the stairs and the architecture of that and see if he can tell if it's Dwarven make or not, being that it's inside a mountain. To him, that means there's a good possibility that it could be Dwarven.
That
Go
seems
ahead
logical.
and roll me either history or intelligence, and I'll give you advantage because you're just trying to pinpoint, is it Dwarven?
Right. 20.
All right.
Dirty 20.
Nice.
As you look it over, you start to first realize how old these steps are. They're incredibly sturdy, and the fact that they are still standing is a marvel, which leans you a bit towards Dwarven.
Okay.
But as you kind of take it in and look at the way things are patched together and the use of the gold where people are going to be stepping, it just doesn't seem Dwarven to you.
Right. So ancient, definitely ancient, but not of Dwarven make, most likely.
Yes.
Okay. The thought behind putting it together. Okay. He goes back. Did someone say something about ale, beer? Let me go look.
All right.
And he starts looking through things.
You guys take a short rest with a bit of drink, a bit of food.
Can we hear anything going on outside?
Roshan, go ahead and roll perception. And Fen, if you are going to try and set something up, I'm going to say you do not get the use of the short rest. Is that okay?
That's fine.
Okay.
That was a bastard 20.
All right.
Nice.
You put your ear to the door, and it kind of distorts sound from the outside and muffles it, and like kind of elongates it, like what it did with your laughter. And it just roll insight with advantage because that perception was very high.
10.
Oh,
Oh, with advantage.
with advantage.
10.
Oh no! Oh.
As you listen, you can hear like a kind of a muffled sound, which you can only make like akin to a wail. It sounds like sadness.
Oh, a sadness wail, not like
A big wail.
Whoa.
Not a creature of the sea.
Guys, there's a whale out there.
Those mountain whales.
John does a
wailing
planes
in
right
the
up.
Guys, there's a whale out there. I hear it.
I mean, it could be a no.
It's a long. It is whale-like, actually. It's a whalish whale. That sounds a bit like sorrow.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Easy enough. You guys can take
I
whatever.
guess
you get
it's
from your
the giants are feeling blue.
Oh my god.
Mm. How dare you?
I'll leave it to the bards for the puns from now on.
One of those rocks fall moments where it's like, sorry guys, the whole cavern collapses. Characters.
No.
Fen, go ahead and give me either just like straight dexterity or survival for setting up your Pitten situation. Pitten,
You
baton,
guys,
pitone.
I hope everybody's comfortable on climbing on a 12.
It's a
Probably
bit hard
fine.
to get it settled, but you are able to get something kind of into one of the cracks and get a rope attached and kind of have a bit of a setup for steadying. All right. Everybody good from their short rest? Did what they need to do?
Mm-hmm.
Good here.
Did anyone get hit?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, whoever did, Saga goes over and mends the rips or tears in whatever armor or something they have, using
Okay.
her stuff.
Nana definitely had a big old gash come out of her side when the giant clocked her with the axe.
Oh,
so
yeah, right.
there was that.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Of course, that happened just a second ago. I didn't forget.
It was such an intense fight. It almost feels like it was a week ago.
Yeah.
All right. You kind of fix up everybody's clothes, which is nice because the wind now can't get in, which is also a second nice thing about this situation. Not a lot of wind. You are safe from the elements. It is still incredibly cold, but you are no longer in the wind from that whiteout, and it's a bit nicer feeling, at least on the face, as you all taken a bit of burns to the cheek from the wind.
Turning brown.
From windburn.
Well, green wouldn't turn red, would it?
That's fair.
Thought it'd just be greener.
Also, I was thinking like a dark green brown. I don't know. Go on.
Your hour passes. All of you take your break. What would you like to do?
Can we check on Ave to see if any of the corruption has set in around him?
Sure. Who would like to check him?
Everyone?
Everyone huddles
Yeah.
around.
Not
I
Ro.
would like two people can check with advantage.
2 people check with advantage.
Yeah, and this is going to be investigation.
Investigation. Who's got the best investigation scores? I've got a +2.
If the 2 of you together, remember you still get that plus D4 to add to your stuff too.
Well, it's been an
Ooh.
hour.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. It's been an hour.
Oh,
We took an hour rest.
rats.
Never mind.
Yeah, sorry.
Probably Ro with a +4.
Okay, so
So-
Nanna and Roshan, you both get
So-
advantage.
Rolling real well.
Nat
That's a
20.
12. Okay.
Roshan, it's hard to look at. As you try to examine, it becomes very taxing. And it kind of becomes sort of faking to look, keeping your eyes away from what you don't really want to see.
Nana gets that.
Yeah. Nanna, you kind of grin and bear it as you look him over. You don't see anything, and you kind of like move the sled aside because you're like, I remember that horrible like amalgamation of skin that had accumulated on the under the sled.
The yogurt skin of darkness.
I was trying to avoid bringing that.
I'm sorry, but
Say
I
it
couldn't.
I don't
not.
want them to know. They can't know I called it a yogurt skin. You push it aside, and you see like that there are a few spots where there are cracks in the stone that you can see a bit of darkness there, and it doesn't look incredibly like, oh, okay, it's a bit weird. But as you're looking at it, you just hear a little snap sound, and you see where some ice was left on the stone cracks as force pushes against it very slowly from beneath.
And I would guess between this evidence and what happened the one night that we left Ave's sled stationary overnight, can it be, is it possible for Nanna to guess how long we could safely leave the sled stationary inside the mountain?
I would say that you have the experience of while you were inside that it took
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
engulfed and then kind of claws around the side.
You dipped a little bit on your connection there. I missed some of what you were saying. Experience on the outside said,
I just got a thing that said that my internet's unstable. Let's hope for the best, boys.
oh boy,
We just gotta know.
My feelings are unstable, so
mine too.
As long as you can hear me. You know that it took 8 hours for the bottom of the sled to be kind of engulfed, and then it make its way up to the sides of the sled. You do not know if the stone is better or worse. It could be better. It could give you more time, but you already see signs of corruption, so it would be kind of a toss-up.
Okay. All right. Obviously, we've still got some concern of corruption here. I don't like the odds of leaving Ave unattended for an uncountable period of time. If we knew we could be back here inside of an hour, fine. But if we have no idea how deep down into the mountain we're going to be traveling, we've got to take him with us.
How high are the ceilings?
The ceilings are about 10 feet up.
so it's the ground is stone, right?
Yes.
You're gonna hate me for the amount of times I'm gonna use this spell.
Oh,
Can I mold?
Thinking about it all day.
Can I mold Earth again? To like make a track for the sled to go behind us as we walk down the stairs.
Okay.
Ah,
I will say this.
This is worked stone, though.
This is gonna
When it
take
comes,
us down the stairs.
I will say it will be less stable than your normal mold earths. but you can certainly try.
This is worked stone, though. That mold earth doesn't do that. I don't
Well,
want a rules lawyer, but
Well, it says dirt or stone. It never says like.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it's almost kind of like you're pushing sand to try and hold it together, because it's broken apart in places, and not all of it is, beautiful stone. So it is
Mhm.
very much a unstable mold earth. But I will allow it.
Well, we can just go down the stairs and see how far we're going, and if it's too long, then I could just run back up, pick Ave, and just carry him, and just fight with my fists or something.
there's another option.
Swing Ave around.
Oh no.
I don't know.
There's another option, and it'll take a little bit of time, but if Saga could give me a lift up to the ceiling, I could set some pitons up there, and we could suspend the whole sled like a hammock.
What if we just suspend him instead of the entire sled? That'd be so heavy.
I
Well,
would
we
be
could do
worried about
either.
it.
But it's up to you. I mean, if you want to keep Ave close, then that's what we'll do. But I don't want a situation where we need to run and have to leave him behind in danger when we can leave him in a place we know to be safe, or as safe as any right now.
Suspension was not an idea I had considered, but that might just buy us enough time. I do think that we need to have some way to be sure that we can get back here quickly. My suggestion is, if we must travel long enough that we must take a rest, somebody must come back and check on him.
Well, let us just bring him then. Let us bring everything we have within reason. We don't know how deep this tunnel goes. We don't know that we'll come out the way we came in.
That would absolutely be the worst case scenario if we wound up shunted out the other end of the mountain and Ave left behind here. Oh, he wouldn't let me hear the end of it. All right, yes, let's take him with us. But Fen, keep that suspension idea in mind for later. I think that might well save us some trouble further down the line.
What is it, Saga?
It's fine. Nothing.
Well,
No.
it's clearly something.
Saga just turns around and grabs her backpack and starts filling up as much of the stuff as she can into it. It's just like, yeah, we better get going. We're gonna, like, if we're running on a timeline here, we should probably get on down these creepy stairs.
Yes. Let's see. We're going to need a marching order, and we're going to need, well, do we think we can safely get the sled down the stairs, or do we need to carry Ave on someone's back?
The rest of our provisions are on the sleds as well. We don't know how long we'll be down here. Do you want to go with as much food as each of us can carry on our backs? What's the temperature like inside? Is it warmed up since we've been inside, or?
I
mean, we're out of the wind, but are we?
Wind chill is down, but it is still terribly cold.
I don't like the idea of us being separated from our provisions any more than I like the idea of us potentially being separated from Ave. Let's try what we can to get everything down, sleds and all.
I hope this rope system I have set up is enough to get the sleds down the stairway at least. And I have no idea how deep it goes, but
if we have to pass it down by hand, then we will.
Tried to set this up to be recoverable, with a string out the other side to undo a breakaway knot, so we can take this down pull the string and pop the knot off at the other side and get all our rope back without climbing up to get it.
Why not? I would like to know, as said before, I would love to know the order you guys are going to walk, and I'd like to know what you're doing with the sleds.
I think Fen should walk well ahead of the rest of the party.
I think Fen actually
leave
should
the-
scout a little bit further.
Yeah, leave the
beyond us.
lights, whatever lights people need to navigate, well behind. So because Fen can see very, very well in the dark. So Fen's gonna walk out as far as he can ahead while still being within shouting range, I imagine.
That is how the Gloomstalker do.
All right, we have Fen at the
There is
front.
a Frank.
Give me the order, please.
Saga will stand right in front of, like, or at least closer to the sleds, just to catch them with Moldorth in case something happens.
Okay.
Good call.
Ro will be by Saga.
Okay. Gorbjorn, are you going to be leading the sleds, or will you be behind the sleds in order to pull back on them?
I feel like since gravity's already pulling it down, it would be best if I was like behind holding it and everything was tied on.
Okay.
Okay.
Here's my question. Are you taking both sleds?
No.
Or just one?
I think just one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just double
Just
checking
to take
before it's like,
one.
all right, here comes the other sled.
So yeah,
Oh boy.
Saga's taken everything that's hers and put it into her bag. So nothing that's hers is on either of the sleds anymore.
Okay.
So what's the size of the steps? Are they human size, larger than human size, giant size?
They are human sized.
Okay. And there's a whole bunch of them, right? Like,
Oh, yeah.
it seems like, okay. Tordrick says, I better be in the back. I may have to start jumping down using my butt.
I'll lend you a hand. All right.
Back.
Thank you.
Certainly.
Goes back. Gorbjorn behind sleds. All right. Fen, you start to track out ahead. And with the help of your rope, luckily, like as you go, like it is incredibly slick, but it seems to be a very thin layer of ice. So with like slow, very steady movements, it's like your foot kind of cracks into it and then takes hold. But if you like had to start sprinting, like you would bust ass is basically the situation. So taking it slow, moving ahead, you walk ahead you go down about close to 100 feet of stairs. As you're making your way down, are you going to stick to the middle of the steps, or are you going to do this side? Just curious if you're just proceeding like I'm walking, or if it's like I'm against the wall, stealthing down. What are you doing?
Fen would try to stay to the side whenever he could, just because but Ranger Hunter, stay out of the middle of the line,
Yeah. You start making your way down. You get to the bottom of the steps at about 100 feet. You can see there are designs on the wall as you make your way to this middle area, and you see that there are another set of steps that seem to be equally as long or longer that continue down as well.
Okay, the designs on the wall, what do they look like to me?
To you, go ahead, roll me some history, please.
And I'm specifically looking for anything that looks like a reference to Golveg that I would know with my limited knowledge of it, as well as Lady Satyr. I haven't seen very much, but I've seen the symbols that Saga was drawing, and just looking for any reference to either of those things.
I made each of you guys symbols of Lady Satyr, so you have a stone one.
Yeah,
on a
I'm
necklace.
I'm not
Yeah.
wearing it, but it's in my pocket.
But I had it.
Yeah.
I will say that changed the roll to religion based on what you asked for.
Okay, well, I got there's 16 on history, but let me that same roll for
16.
same modifier on religion. Yeah.
Okay. As you look around, the gods you mentioned, you don't see anything about. You don't see any like spear imagery or the symbol that you have of Lady Satyr, which kind of looks like two X's on top of each other touching. You keep an eye out. It seems to be very storyboard-esque. Like it seems to be carvings of like large groups of people moving forward. A lot of them appear to be women. And you also can see like designs that look like the wind of the door. A lot of those.
Are they human people, elven, dwarven, all sorts?
You look at it, it seems to be like there is a bit of a mixture, mostly human. But like you're like, okay, that one looks like it had pointy ears, or that one looks shorter. It could have been a child though. As you make your way forward and you have made it to the first landing, I'm going to go back to the original group with who's at the front? Gorbjorn with sleds in front of him. This lineup seems weird.
I
No.
thought I was in the very back, like
Okay.
15 feet back behind everybody.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
Saga's in front of the sleds. Gorbjorn,
Gorbjorn?
Gorbjorn is behind the sleds.
Okay.
And then Roshan is standing beside Saga.
And then Nanna and Tordrecht are. They talked about going to the back, but would you guys like to be in the back or the front?
I mean, if Gorbjorn is hauling, like keeping the sleds in check at the back end, I think
He's got the back end in check.
I think that
Oh,
He's our resident thick boy.
yeah, that's true. I think that
that
maybe
was
Nanna and Tordrecht could probably solidly bring up either the middle or just behind maybe Saga and Ro. What do you think, Tordrecht?
Well, he's going to follow you. You're the leader, so if you want to, wherever you want to be, he's going to follow.
You see that Saga and Roshan look like they're kind of setting up a bit like in front of Gorbjorn. There's a bit of a distance between them, but they seem to have set up in that area. You can either try to get behind them or move to the front. Up to you.
Yeah, let's move in front of, and Nanna will make sure that she's assisting Tordrecht along the way so that he doesn't struggle keeping up.
Okay.
So you're going to be like holding a hand, and like every so often his feet will leave the ground like a little kid, you know, when you're talking. That will happen a few times if you go too quick. I'm warning you. And they go, ah!
You all start your slow progression down these steps. Nanna, you're kind of more to the side as you hold onto the rope to start making your way down. Tordrecht, that puts you more in the middle. Your foot kind of steps to the middle onto one of these gold planks, and you hear bong.
He steps again.
Bong.
Is it musical?
It does not. Yeah, it sounds like it has a bit of a tune to it.
So
Where is that coming from?
He climbs down to the one before, like the one down below him, and steps on it.
Bong.
Then he touches the one above him with his hands.
Bong.
Does it have different notes?
Each step seems to have different notes. Yes, at least the two you're working with.
He starts laughing. Ha ha! This place is fun. Let's jump down from square to square. Watch.
Maybe we shouldn't.
Going down.
No, sorry.
Yeah, Tordrecht and Saga are gone.
It could be a trap. All right.
they have left to
Right.
Ding 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 ding.
And you hear a cacophony of sound from behind you. I would like Saga and Tordrecht give me either Yeah, no, give me acrobatics. I'll give you advantage if you think you would have held on to the rope.
Well, Saga was using. Could I have been using the mold earth to make it less difficult terrain?
Go ahead and roll me Arcana first.
Okay. You know, it would be cool if I was proficient in that.
Just
like,
a bit.
15.
Okay, it is a bit easier. So I'll say that is akin to kind of having some sort of assistance. Tordrecker, would you be holding on to the rope?
I tell you, if I have to roll athletics, he's gonna do a xylophone butt dial. I guarantee that's what's gonna happen. You want me to roll acrobatics? It's gonna be bad.
Yeah,
Hold on to the rope.
Oh, it's not as bad as I thought. It's a 14. Oh,
You said
God.
advantage, right?
Yeah, you have advantage.
Okay, good. Let's ignore the 1 that happened over there.
Oh, no.
And 18.
Aha.
And what'd you get, Tordrick?
14, believe it or not.
All right.
Not bad.
As both of you kind of are just like hopping down, you can hear like the cracking of ice under your feet, but it's mostly focused on the pretty cool sounds that you're able to make, like one of those walking on pianos. Fen, you look back and like as the lights approach, you just see basically kind of
Just a
dancing
chorus
along
line of my
the steps.
companions.
Dancing down.
And Nana's just kind of like coming behind them. Wait! Stop!
Tink, tink, tink.
Excuse me,
of
what
the-
is
of the
Ro doing
sled
right now?
slowly making its way. Tink, tink. What was that?
What's Ro
Where's the
doing right
accompaniment?
now?
Where's
He's
the
been-
accompaniment?
Yeah.
I think Ro is holding onto the rope while also like having a hand on the sled. Not that
Okay.
he's gonna be able to stop it if it starts falling, but
Roshan is being very professional, even though he is presented with musical steps. He's like, I really don't want the sled to go careening down.
And squishing all of my companions. That would be bad.
I would say, Gorbjorn, because you have a bit of Roshan's assistance, I will give you advantage on athletics.
Hey.
Well, that one's really good. That one, but thank God for advantage, eh? So that'd be 23.
All right. Easy enough. It's just kind of like think, 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 as you slowly make your way down. Eventually, Fen, you are met up by Tordrek and Saga, kind of with a flourish at the bottom.
Ding!
And you all are presented with the carvings on the walls of this landing.
What
Look,
have we
they are
here?
frescoes. I don't know if you're trying to disguise your approach from anything, but you didn't. We don't know what lies beyond. Please.
Nobody
The
ever
musician
said to
was
be
able to
quiet.
keep quiet. But why did I go first?
I did because you like to do things on your own. I don't know.
That's also true. But
Fen's been seen.
there are reasons for that, and I think we're seeing them now. We don't even know if the things outside can get in, let alone what lies before us.
The door is way too small for a giant to fit into.
That might be true, but that doesn't mean there's not anti-giants laying ahead. Whatever the opposite of a giant is that could hurt you, there are many things that can hurt
Like
us.
Tordrick.
What do the drawings on the wall look like to you?
Ooh. What do they look like?
Whisper them to me.
I'm sorry.
Tell me about the wall. I would like you. It's an interesting situation. I would like you to roll. I don't know why this is such a toughie for me. I would say go ahead and roll. My brain has stopped. How about, it's a weird one, but I want you to roll like either performance or history.
Okay, performance.
Yeah.
History is a 0.
I'll take
She has
it.
no history in here.
That's valid.
Yeah. Oh wow. That was another 19 plus 6, 25. I am
Nice.
performing my heart out today.
It's kind of like you're already in this musical mood, and you look at the wall and you see this large group of people like moving forward. It looks like a celebration, a lot of women, and you look at the wind and you're like, and you kind of follow it with your eye and your finger, and there's kind of a musical flow to it. And when you hit the end of one of the wind swirls, it looks like the end of a music note. The wind has music notes in it.
It's a song. It's a song, don't you see?
What
Here,
sort of song?
she gets out her she has a dulcimer in her bag. It takes like a good 2 minutes to search through. It's at the bottom. And she
wow.
pulls it out and starts to play whatever the song is.
Sure,
Can we just carry that performance roll, please?
Oh yeah, no, you can keep that.
Yeah.
You start to you kind of look at the wall, and it's a bit slow to catch up because the notes are a bit spread out in places, and it's your first time looking at it. But you start to get a look at it. Ting 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 ting, and it kind of repeats, and there's flourishes that go along the way. The rest of the group slowly making their way, soft accompaniment of their footsteps on the music notes approaching behind you. And as you all make it to that landing, that is where we will take our 10-minute break.
Haha.
Thank you guys so much for sticking around this far. If you'd like to see what's at the end of these steps, we'll be back in 10 minutes. Hope you stick around. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back.
We'll see you.
To On the Backs of Gods. Thank you for sticking around or just joining us, whichever. We left off that the party has made their way into this this underground, I don't want to say facility, this building underneath the ground, guarded by a gold door, which needed a good bit of laughter to open. The party has made their way down some steps, which seem to have music notes built in, making a fun descent for some of the group.
Seems like the people who made this place were all about the fun.
You know when you're all about the fun?
Dungeon.
The fungin.
Welcome to the fun.
Oh.
And you have found kind of carvings, ornate carvings on the walls of large groups of people that seem to be moving forward, celebrating, gusts of wind that seem to be accompanied with music notes, and Saga has pulled out her dulcimer and has started to play. And that's where we left off. The rest of the group is caught up. All of you are on this landing together. It's a little tight fit, but all of you are able to be there.
That's good.
Portrick's gonna begin to do a little dance following the musical interlude that's going on in the area. Kind of hum a little bit if something catches his mind as a song, and he wants to just follow along and look at the images and see if gets some sort of religious connotation as to what kind of, because this definitely seems like a ceremonial room to him, and to see if he gets any type of little nuance as to what type of celebration this is, because he's the priest of celebration. So
Very true. Roll religion for me.
He rolled a 13.
Okay. You're looking it over, and you're like, there is something I want to say like religious about it. There is something extra about it, something bigger than the people. And you can tell by the way that they're like, the people are looking up and forward, and you just feel that there is an extra presence to it, especially with the intensity of the wind surrounding them. There seems to be something, and it's important. You think this is definitely like something religious. You don't know exactly who or what or when, where.
Right.
but it is, these were made by people who are very happy about what they're doing and love what they're doing it for.
So
Right.
are they looking up the way we came down? Like back the way we came, or are they looking up the way we're heading?
The way you're heading.
Okay.
Further in.
Yes.
So Tordrick says we're supposed to make these beautiful noises, these steps. They're made for this. We're taking a road like these images show. We need to make these noises. It's what this is for.
Exactly.
Is this a temple then? To whom?
I don't know any gods of melody. I only know Lady Saga. Actually, I'm sorry. Oh,
Lady Saga will one day usurp Lady Satyr.
It's me. I'm the god.
They're on to me, and you just
Oh no!
Yeah, and then I just teleport out of here.
They know too much. Smoke bomb.
Yeah. I only know Lady Satyr, but do you...
Well, there's Bragi.
Oh.
Bragi is the god of music. Did Bragi die? Bragi's still around.
I'm trying to remember.
I can catch you up on that. Stories of the war between the gods is a lot of it's very like well known, so there won't be a roll for the basics. Bragi is said to have survived and basically went into hiding and has been mourning since the war because of the death of his wife. So he is said to be a living god, but nobody has seen any bit of him. Sometimes people are like, if they hear wind that sounds like whales, it's just like, oh, that's Bragi.
Bragi's sad today.
But not
Sorry, that...
much of a following that you know of, and it's more of just a story.
Well, this could be a temple or a holy site of Bragi, but Bragi disappeared after the cataclysm, and no one's heard. So I suppose this makes sense.
Yeah, a random door in the middle of nowhere. That would be where a missing god would be, right?
Or at least a temple to said missing god.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Let's say again.
No, I was just gonna ask, does this hallway continue? Or is this just a room that like
it seems to be kind of like a landing to be like, yes. And then it's like, it's almost like a beat in the music. And then there's more stairs.
Does the music... Saga was playing the music from the relief on the wall a moment ago, yes?
Uh-huh.
Did it sound... It sounded similar to the music that came from the stairs?
There were similar notes. There were similar notes, yeah.
Okay. Let's keep going, and let's keep in mind that perhaps anything going forward there may be other riddles related to celebration or music or something of that nature. Let's be on the lookout for anything that might help us find our way towards whatever sort of central chamber we could find. This might be where we will find the oasis and the torch.
I am not amongst the musically talented in this group, but should I continue ahead, or should we let our more performance-based, musically inclined members take the lead?
Go on ahead for scouting purposes in case there's anything down here besides stone reliefs. But I think that perhaps our more musically inclined should take the fore after you.
And as we came down the stairs, they seemed as those who followed us down the stairs made their way down. They seemed to play notes. Could those in some way match up with those that are depicted on the reliefs? Are we supposed to take these stairs in a certain order?
Shall we try?
What if I made my way down? Can you show me the symbols really quickly? Or should I pay attention on my way down? Or should I bring one of you with me?
Go along,
Baldric,
Saga.
Sorry, Roshan, you see in the dark, don't you?
Decently.
Do you come with me and see if these symbols match up? I can see out ahead 90 feet or so to make sure there's nothing laying in our path, but if you accompany me and take note of what's marked on these stairs, it may be important.
And Saga, coming up behind them, if you can be keeping an eye out for reliefs along the walls or anything else that may be of some significance, something that might indicate where we might find anything like the oasis.
I know we're definitely on the right path. Lady Seda gave me the ability to play this music, and it came in handy a couple times, but this is the most, yes, this is definitely going the right way.
All right.
All right.
Definitely good things. Let's hope our luck holds.
Roshan, how are you in the dark? Can you, should I lash you to me so we don't both fall, or so you don't fall, or can you make your way side by side with me, holding onto the rope that we've already strung?
I should be fine if I hold onto the rope.
The way I've come down has been off to the side. I didn't play any of the musical notes on the way down. If you noticed, let us onward then.
All right. I will follow and just on the first few steps, step on the gold. Are there gold plates on the way down from here as well? Okay. I will take my first few steps and see if it follows the tune at all.
Okay. As you take these steps, tung tung, you think it is a continuation of the song, yes.
But I won't take the musical portion all the way down. I'll just follow as quietly as I can.
Okay. You two, Fen and Roshan, start to make your way down, scouting ahead.
Are there any
Tordrex.
notes that seem out of place? Can you read these notes? Do they match up with what's on the wall?
So there are no notes on the stairs. They are just gold plates.
Okay.
The gold plates don't have anything fancy on them.
Oh.
Unmarked notes.
I can step on them on the way down and get some semblance of the tune, but I don't know that. I think the original stairs held the tune that we had in the room before, and perhaps these stairs hold the tune for the next room. It sounds like a continuation of the tune.
Well, let's continue on then.
If this place is in service to someone who reveres music, then perhaps it will do us well to listen.
Okay, so Roshan and Fen, are you guys just going silently ahead, or Roshan, are you trying to play?
Silently.
Okay, so you two start heading down the steps. What is the rest of the group doing?
I think that if we can have Saga and Tordrecht take up the middle, the two of you help each other down, and also be on the lookout for whatever may be along the walls, any indication of what we may expect or what we may need this music for. Perhaps it is nothing more than simple decoration and celebration for whatever god these people revered, Bragi or otherwise. Or maybe it's a guide to a riddle we may yet need to solve. We'll need as much information as we can get, either way. I will help Gorbjorn ensure the sled is brought down smoothly.
Can I leave here?
I don't think we should leave it here if we can help it. I don't think we should leave Ave here. God-touched place or not, I don't think we can afford the chance of not being able to come back.
Okay. So who is going first in this group?
And this second group.
Team 2.
Okay.
So that was Saga and Tordrecht, and then Nanna and Gorbjorn are with the sled.
Yes.
Saga and Tordrecht, what are you going to do?
Well, Saga, after you.
Alrighty. Do you need a hand?
Well, once I get my step, probably not, but it wouldn't hurt to start. He puts his hand out.
Aw.
Yes. You take his hand and let's continue the song.
And
And
after
then
you, milady.
we hop down the stairs.
Okay.
Nobody said to be quiet, so continue the song.
We were told that we could possibly play music, and we shall.
And
Both of you-
Tordrick's got no sense of rhythm. He is off. Saga is just, she's right on tune, right on beat, and he's just right off. He can't. He's got no sense of rhythm.
Did it?
Yeah,
a half
he's
step behind.
terrible.
Yep.
Terrible. Oh yes, he's trying, but he's terrible.
Stairs
Okay.
weren't made for dwarves.
No, not these ones. That's for sure.
So I'm going to assume Tordrecht, you get a hand on the rope, and Saga, you're going to do what you did last time with the a bit of mold earth to try and push up just a bit of the rubble past the snow for some foothold. Both of you can roll acrobatics with advantage. You know what? I'd even allow performance if one wanted to use performance.
Okay.
Ooh, that was not great this time around. Good thing I'm using performance. 15.
I had 15 with performance too.
Ha
Hey, we synced up a little bit at the end there.
ha!
Right.
Hey!
Both of you make your way down the steps. Tordrecht a bit off, but eventually there's kind of a nice tune to the slightly behind, and it
Bit
starts
of a
to,
harmony.
yeah, it starts to come together as you make your way down. Gorbjorn, if you would give me athletics with advantage because you have Nanna.
Here comes the beat. As it falls down the stairs. I got a 10
With
Okay.
advantage?
with advantage.
Oh boy.
Ah,
It is tough going. I'm going to say Nanna and Gorbjorn, either you can stick close to, like, try to keep up with the group, or you are slowed down astronomically trying to keep this thing in check.
Slow.
I think it's more important to go slow and steady with Ave's body. I'm sorry, y'all. We'll come at our own
We'll be
pace.
there soon.
we just get wrapped up in the sounds and don't even notice.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
Right.
Go ahead.
you leave them behind, which leads me to a fun situation. I'm going to assume that after they get about 40-ish feet ahead of you, Gorbjorn and Nanna, it gets very dark for one of you. And it becomes a slow crawl of you being like, okay,
All right.
and here's the sled, and like baby steps, trying to get your way down. So you guys are slowed down a bit. Saga, I'm honestly assuming you're just taking your lights with you and you're having a good time.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I'm here to have a good time.
She probably spread them out along the corridor a bit, but it might not have been too much.
They're probably dancing about a bit. It's more for aesthetics than proper use. But you and Tordrick make your way ahead. Nanna and Gorbjorn a good bit behind, around 60 feet back. Up ahead, Roshan and Fen, after about close to another, somewhere between 100 feet and 150 feet of going down these steps, the sound of music happening behind you. You eventually reach the landing, and it seems to turn into a hallway. Ting, ta ting, ting, ta ting, ta ting, as music slowly starts to catch up. Are you guys going to wait for the group?
I think I would like to inspect the walls again, see if there's any more carvings or musical notes.
Okay.
Traps.
Yeah, Fenn's gonna keep scouting ahead a little bit because he knows we're making a ton of noise coming down these stairs. So,
okay. Fen, you go about 45 feet ahead, and you can see that there is a turn in the hallway. And it also seems that there is like a bit of a collapse. So it's not like you couldn't get through. You all could get through rather easily. It just looks like there's a lack of structural integrity in the corner of this turn.
lack of structural integrity is what my autobiography is going to be called, by the way.
Big mood.
Yeah, Fenn's gonna wait there. That's not out of his sight, so he can see back to the people that he left, and he's just gonna hold that position.
Okay, you hold your position. Roshan, you hold your position at the end of the steps, looking at the walls. It seems to be more sporadic in this area, not as condensed as that little showcase was, but it seems to be very similar, with occasional like groups of people like moving forward and celebration. And you look and you in this area, you really don't see any men in this celebration. It seems like that front of the group, that the women seem to be moving forward and following this wind.
Is there anything that rings a bell in Myths of Bragi or anyone about having droves of
Getting all
happy
the
women? Getting all
When
the
your wife
ladies.
is gone, like you kind of try to fill the void, right?
Go ahead and roll me religion.
That's bad. Nope. I don't know. Nope.
Yeah, the amount you know about Bragi is what I told you. And you're like, some musicians get the ladies. But that's what you're able to get from that. Saga and Tordrick, you make your way down, playing your song.
When we get into when they get into the range of my dancing lights, I remember that I was supposed to be keeping an eye out on the walls. So then I'll look around, like, I don't know, like 30 or 40 feet down the hall as we make our way towards them.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me perception.
Okay. It was a good roll. It was a bad roll, but it's 7.
7?
Yeah, 7.
You don't really gain anything else from it. Seems very much of the same stuff. But you do, as you're walking, you see like a couple cracks in the wall. And it looks like 2 X's on top of each other.
Oh, we're definitely, God, look, we're definitely going the right way. Lady Seda has her symbol right here to tell us. I'm so
Yeah, Tordrick, you see like cracks in the wall.
He puts his hand on the X's and touches them.
And does what? I'm sorry?
He touches the X's and like sees if they if they're old or if it's like something seems like newer.
Okay. You run a hand over it and you look at the stone. It almost, to you, I would say based on your knowledge of this, easy enough. It kind of looks like wear and tear over time. But honestly, not that old.
The reliefs on the wall of the women. How many women are there?
It depends where you're looking. The biggest group was in that little stop in the middle, but there looked to be like, God, you would think at least 100. Some of them were just like, little circles of faces, but it was a large gaggle.
Okay, there wasn't 9 of them. Is what I'm.
A good harem.
Yeah. No, it seemed to be like a parade of women.
Okay.
Bertrick tells Saga, he says, I think Lady Sador must have been here some time ago. This seems old, but not that old.
Absolutely, you see. Oh, I'm so pleased. Let me know if you see any of the 9 around. Any symbols of your ladies that you worship.
I'm going to look around more. And he starts running around, humming to himself, looking for reliefs and symbols and anything that'll give him that click.
Okay. You make your way, both of you, down the rest of the steps, trying to keep eyes out, trying to keep up with the music. You don't really see anything else that catches your eye, especially related to your deity or Saga's deity. And you make your way to the bottom, and you just hear the occasional tink, ting, ting, high back up on the steps a while back. Slowly, you both crawl down the steps. Gorbjorn, you're in less of a dire situation, but you can see like Nanna just like blindly reaching in front of her, like, okay, rope, next step, okay.
It's fine.
It takes you a minute, but eventually both of you safely get to the bottom of the step into the hallway.
Did you see the symbol of Lady Sador that was on the hallway on the way?
Gorbjorn's too busy stretching. It's like
Roger's pointing.
Yeah, see.
Well, I think that means we're on the right track. Should we keep heading on?
There seems to be a collapse ahead. It seems the hallway has an alcove that moves off to the side, but the main tunnel looks to have collapsed.
I'm sorry. I think I explained it slightly poorly. That is my bad. It seems like this is the main hallway, but it looks like part of the wall at the corner collapsed into it. And so there's still this main hallway, but it's a bit of a squeeze now.
Okay.
And a bit more dangerous. Instead of just, bulldozing onto it, perhaps.
There's a collapse ahead. It's going to take some maneuvering to get the sled through. I think we may still be able to do it, but we're going to need to be careful. This is not like some steep staircase we can go gallivanting down. I think some of us should go through, and the others from behind should pass the sled through. Someone else who can see in these conditions, please come with me through first. We'll see the other side and make sure it's safe for everyone else to follow. Who will come with me?
I suppose I'm not going to be much help with the sled, so I'll follow you.
All right. Thank you, Roshan.
You two make your way forward back to the corner where you can see it's just kind of like a bit of like a landslide in a sense visually. But you both are able to kind of walk and move over it. It is definitely like loose rubble. And you don't know how possibly unstable it could be like against the wall, but sticking to the far side where the collapse is not, it's a bit safer, and you're able to both make it through no issue.
On my way around, Ro will reach down and just gently touch one of the rocks, and it will light up, just to give our friends a beacon.
Okay. You all see a light go up at the end of the hallway.
Ah,
How far away from Saga at this point?
From Saga, you would be about 40, 35 feet.
All right, so it's normal speaking voice. Saga, please don't try to move any of this earth. I think it's a bit unstable down here. I don't want to move anything if we don't have to.
All right. She was already like moving towards it. It
and
just seems like it'd be so easy to just push it all back. And then
how far down have we come already?
250
200,
about.
250 feet? How much earth lays above us if it were to collapse upon us? Let's
I
follow the
haven't
path.
taken a mathematics class in a while, so I don't
All right.
know exactly how much.
The square of the hypotenuse of any right triangle is equal to the square of the two sides.
Oh God.
They talked about pie sometimes. Are we having a snack?
Sorry.
Um,
Sorry. No. Just don't mold Earth
All right.
right now.
All right.
We'll let you know if we need to.
I'll just concentrate on my lights. They have a 120-foot range, by the way, so Nana might not have had too much of trouble on the stairs as we thought.
Yeah, I mean, the lights move where you tell them to, so you can move them that far, I believe.
Mhm.
You just gotta say it.
Yeah. So I would say definitely you're like, no, me and Tordrek are having a beautiful dance party, and
Yeah.
it's just like a cacophony of lights around you. But you can definitely, if you take the time, like be like, okay, and one for Nana. But
Mhm.
All right, now I think after seeing her come down the stairs, like she's like, oh shit, whoops, well, not that, but and then so gives each person a light, if they want one.
okay, you kind of scatter out the lights, kind of into pairs.
Sorry about that.
All right.
Right.
That's all right.
Through the crevasse here, anything 90 feet on the other side.
Yeah, you see that you're still in this hallway, but you see about 25 feet ahead, it looks like there's a split.
Okay.
What is the rest of the group going to do, and how do you plan to get through?
Roderick is inquisitive as to the fallen rock,
Mhm.
because where there has been no mention of another place like this where there's something fallen over and everything is so immaculate, although ancient. He wants to see if he can find any clues as to whether that fallen was natural or if it was set up to actually possibly turret.
Okay.
So it's just, it's like everything else is so well intact.
Give me either intelligence or investigation.
Okay. Natural 20.
Woo!
Nice.
Nice.
It does catch you off guard, the fact that you're like, after seeing how beautifully maintained and how well it's just stayed on its own, seeing this collapsed spot is kind of jarring. When you make your way closer, you take a look, and it does not look like normal wear and tear. It does not look like, oh, this fell over time, it was shoddy building. The place is made beautifully and very well. It looks like it was pushed forward. Like it wasn't a force of being pushed down, it was from behind it, pushed and broke this wall.
Roderick says, we got to be careful. This doesn't look right. Something forced this to come down like this. And he pushes it like from the back, going backwards and not forwards, as you stated. Perhaps this is a deterrent. This is just not natural. It wouldn't have broke like this. The rock would have not done this. He's adamant about it.
It could have been an enemy, or maybe just when Lady Satyr was coming in to leave the mark, she left a bit of she stepped down on the thing of it. I don't know.
How much does
Maybe.
lady say to weigh?
You don't ask a woman that.
Didn't know that.
Least of
Lady
all a
was
deity,
woman.
Fen.
Wow,
Come
did
on.
you just ask the
Exactly.
goddess how much you
Tordrick
weigh?
busts up.
Oh, I thought you were
He's laughing.
asking, does she know the way? I'm like,
Oh.
what?
Don't ask a lady to give you direct. No.
That's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say to get this sled through, I think this is going to be a sort of lifting team of the group, but I think this is going to be very Gorbjorn Fen centric. Both of you are going to have assistants because Fen is the only one besides Roshan on the the other side.
Yeah, Fen can guide it from the other
Can we
side,
just
but
leave it?
I'm not sure he's gonna lift very much.
Can't we just leave it?
No.
If
You know-
you're trying to get it through, I would like strength with athletics with advantage from Gorbjorn, and Fen, I would let you use acrobatics if you would like to. You have
Okay.
advantage.
All right.
I will place a hand on his shoulder and say, you can do this, and hand you a D6 inspiration.
Unnecessary, but I'll take it anyways. With the D6, it's 25. So you're welcome, Nana. I didn't abuse your brother's corpse.
Thank you. That's appreciated.
Oddly enough, pretty simple. You kind of try to hug the corner as you try to move the sled along. All of you are able to get past this pretty minor deterrent. It's a bit of a difficulty because you had the sled, but once you're past it, the ground is back to normal, so are the walls. And all of you can see that split up ahead.
Well, let's move up to the split. If I'm there, I would just start listening to see if there's any ambient noise coming down any of them.
Okay, roll perception.
Natural 1.
Ooh.
Can anybody else try?
You guys don't know that he messed up.
Fine.
Oh, it's clear. Both sides. Yep.
I mean, you don't hear anything, and there's also a lot of footsteps, and those are echoing, so you hear like all of you walking and the occasional talk, but besides that, not really.
Are there any reliefs down here that show any of the carvings going one way or the other? Is there anything we can glean from that?
Give me 2 people to do actually just one more person to do perception. They can have advantage.
I'll do it. Tordrick will do it.
All right.
Okay.
Roderick's in.
Yeah. Yeah. 8
God.
tops.
Oh no. Wait, was that advantage?
That was with advantage. Yeah.
Yeah, you heard the
Oh,
2
okay.
squeals.
Roshan and Tordrick both like standing at the left and right turn, kind of like, all right.
I'm sweating.
But it does become a bit apparent which direction is probably like, well, that's the way you go. But I don't understand what this one is at all. One of the hallways ends within view. And you can see that there's like a gold circle on the ground at the end of it, but it does end, and the other one continues.
Gold circle on the ground.
Yes. From where you are standing, for them looking, it just looks like a gold circle on the ground. Pretty big. Like I would say like like a big like that.
Like a
Tordrick goes, let's go here.
I assume you're pointing toward the circle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Roshan will start following down that way and give an inspection to the circle once we get there.
Easy. Both of you kind of get to the end, and then you watch as Tordrick and Roshan go to the right. It's a pretty short hallway, about 15 feet. You get to the end, and you both look at this circle, and it seems to be embedded into the ground and has carvings on it. And these carvings are of, it looks like the same style as the women were. And it's of these women, but a little bit more detailed and a much bit more naked. And it has them kind of like in these kind of like artistic poses. But they look like they're like like yelling, and their eyes are closed. The
Not
circle,
always a bad thing.
the circle does have like a line between it and the stone floor.
Roderick
What-
wants to double take to make sure it's not the Nine Sisters.
You give it a look over. I would say you'd recognize that pretty easily. You don't think so, but these are like very like I would say like society standards, very pretty, and like long flowing hair, like very kind of just like ooh, big
Like-
chest, big hip.
Yeah, like perfect in that for that. Yeah, okay.
Very
Yeah,
much
right, okay.
perfect ideals of women.
Right.
You said there was a line between the golden circle and the floor
Yes,
or
and
something.
by line I mean there's kind of like it looks like it can be removed. Is just
Oh.
the
Oh, so it's like a pothole.
yeah, it's like a manhole cover to an extent.
Manhole, yeah, thank you.
And were there any runes or things inside of it?
As you look at it, roll Arcana or investigation. Either one's fine.
21.
You don't see anything magically inclined on or near it.
I will dig in and try to lift the golden circle and see if I can pry it loose.
Sure. Go ahead and roll me athletics.
Oh, that's cocked. 13.
Okay. It definitely, you're like, it's heavy. It is definitely not an easy move, but you're able to pry it up and move it to the side a bit. You can see that it is a pretty small, basically a pit. Like it almost has like an incline to it. You certainly could not fit like with your backpack on. You're not sure if you could fit in general. It would be a tight squeeze.
Well, we got a giant golden disc, so.
Now we have this sweet golden disc to sell later if we all don't die.
Oh,
Uh,
are there any loose rubble around?
I mean, easy enough to acquire some.
I can make some.
Saga's just throwing rubble at you. I got it. It's fine.
Who
I
said-
will extinguish the light from before and cast a new one on a pebble and drop it into the pit and see what I can see down there.
Okay. You drop this light pebble, and you watch as it like hits and then slides, and the light is pretty diminished unless you like kind of lean down, and you can see like a little bit of it, but it seems to no longer be moving, and the incline is not like incredibly steep. It's not like 90 degrees whoosh, but it was enough to keep the rubble moving.
Sorry, everyone. There's some kind of pit. It doesn't smell like a cess pit, but there's a pit down here. I don't know if anyone wants to investigate it further or if anyone could fit down this hole, but
Well, there's a perfectly good hallway the other direction. What's special about this?
Just kind of like, but the hallway. No, no.
We're like, but there's a hole. Isn't that so much?
Are there musical notes on this wall too?
Yes, this area seems to be much more in like the heavily decorated sense.
Mm-hmm. But there are musical notes. Tordrick, Saga, play this song. Maybe the women will dance on the wall.
Alrighty. Saga tries to play the song. Is it any different than the last one? Yeah, I'll try to play.
It is different, so it takes you a minute. You're kind of used to the vibe of the music now, so it's easy enough to sight read. As you're playing, it seems slower, a bit sadder. There's like a little bit of a melancholy feel to it, but it's a little upbeat. It's not like just so depressing, but it's like it's not as happy as the stairs.
I need help I will see what's in the pit.
Well, you're
I'll
gonna go
hold you
in.
by your ankles.
I would recommend perhaps
He
just
jumps back.
lowering on a rope.
Is it? How deep
No.
is it? How deep is it?
You can see from where you are that you can put your hand on the incline.
Mhm.
But if you look, you can see where the light is. It looks like there's about 10 feet of slide, and then it looks like there's a drop, and you can't see into the drop.
Mm. Mm.
Also, to get through, basically, no matter who's going, you would have to take off your armor and like your bag. It is a tight fit.
Oh boy.
Even
Let's-
the skinny ass Fen with his leather armor.
You'd at least have to take off your bag and
Your bow.
yeah, you'd have to leave your bow behind and possibly your weapons. It depends how tightly they fit to your body, but you would be like army crawling through, like
boy.
shoulder, like elbows tucked in. It is a very tight squeeze. So you could probably get through with some of your armor on, but definitely not your bow.
We don't have any small boys.
I
Anyone
think
know
we
how
should.
to turn into an animal or something? No.
If
So
only we
is-
knew somebody who could make holes wider in stone with a cantrip or something.
I was like, that's weird. Who could do that?
So
I
Tordic
know.
will take his hammer and he'll just like rub the hammer on like around the hole,
Mhm.
like the inside of it to see is it just clean? Is it wet? Is it what if there's any okay, that was okay. It's not
Giving that hole a good
that's-
pounding with
God
your
damn,
hammer.
man.
Let's
That's
get
not
Ben
what I-
Shapiro's
Just
wife's
because
opinion
we're
on this.
going deeper into the mountain doesn't
Sorry.
mean y'all can go
Sorry.
down the gutter.
I really
Well, I thought this
That's
was the
not-
gutter.
This is the
damn.
gutter. We're here now.
We're all
Oh,
in the
man.
gutter. Some of
I'm
us looking
turning
at the
way
stars.
red. Okay.
I never asked for this.
That was not what I meant. That's not
I-
what I meant.
I understand what you meant.
Thank you. Oh my goodness.
When you retrieve your hammer and you examine the edge, nothing we say will ever be right again. It's
I
sorry.
know that's
Nothing.
fuck. Sorry.
We have just resigned ourselves to that.
Damn it.
You examine it.
Shooting with the hammer. Wop, wop, wop,
I
wop.
know. Oh no, I have a nut. Do you want me to loosen the hole
Um,
a little bit?
You look at the top of your hammer and you can see that there is nothing there's nothing wet in the sense, but it has there's like a residue on it. There's a black residue. It seems similar to
Yogurt skin.
charcoal or ash.
Oh.
Yeah, okay. So Tordic, hearing the music and stuff, and he's starting to believe that this is some type of he's thinking this may be like the way down to this is like serious, like when you like a funeral type thing or something, and that this may be like where priests may do like their thing around a fire possibly, and that's what he says. Oh, maybe we start a fire here. See,
Do
and
you
he shows
think?
like that. He shows the ash on the
Oh.
hammer.
Oh.
Huh. Well, I've got a torch. Nana will light her torch with her tinderbox if it seems like that's what we need to look this over.
Oh, and what are you doing exactly with it?
I'll pass it to Tordrick because he seems to know what he's talking about more than I do.
It's like when you light a match after.
Tordrick, what would you like to do?
I don't want to say this wrong, so I'll start laughing again.
Too late.
But he goes, well, this like take the gold circle, put it on the hole, and put the fire in the hole.
Okay. You move the circle back so that you can drop the torch and close it? Is that what you're doing?
The circle had a hole in it, right?
No, the circle
No.
is fully covered.
Oh, it is. Okay, I thought there was a hole within the hole. Okay, so there's not. So we're gonna put the torch inside, then put the lid on top of it.
Okay, so you're gonna toss the torch in and close the lid,
Yes.
and you all wait a moment. Tordrick, I'd like you to do a dexterity saving throw, please.
What?
My worst roll. Here we go. A 10.
Boy.
It's average, right?
Can Oh dear.
Tordrick, you take 8 points of damage as you hear boof, and the gold lid is thrust upward with like a puff of fire behind it. It smacks you in the face, and you and the gold lands right.
Oh! Tordrick, are you all right?
Oh, my nose.
Oh,
It worked.
goodness.
Oh,
It looks like, but what did it do?
Knocked me in the nose.
Yes.
was that what
I
you
see
meant
that.
to do?
That wasn't what I thought it would do.
This may be an unpopular opinion at this point, but maybe we should try the unobstructed hallway that we haven't.
Perhaps.
Second that opinion.
This hole may be a red herring.
Oh,
It may be. It might well be perhaps a ventilation shaft for something that's further down. That might explain the ash. It's worth a look at any rate, and we'll know what to look for. There will be a torch at the other end.
Either way, I'm taking this giant hole and I'm just gonna like hold it kind of close and then bring it to
the gold thing?
whatever I was carrying this whole freaking time, the sled.
Are
Is
you
it
Gonna
still
collect
burning in the
heavy
hole?
things.
You
Well,
take-
it's a giant golden disc. I've been trying to collect the plates, but we've been dancing on them. So
Ladies, do the ladies look more enthusiastic about one hole rather than the other?
Oh no.
Oh.
not touching that.
We've
So-
got carvings on the walls. Come on, people. Follow the clues.
There's only one hole though in the ground, isn't there?
Is that hole still burning? Is it still burning, the hole? Is the hole still, like, is the inside of it burning?
There is this like a new kind of like smell of ash and char, but it
Okay.
seems the fire has gone out
Okay,
almost
okay.
instantly after the
So
explosion.
it's boom and then, okay, cool.
All right, yeah, we can try the other hallway, I guess, unless you want me to make this wider so someone can crawl down. But I mean, it seems pretty volatile. We might.
Let's just go down the hallway for right now. We'll save that for later if we can't find anything down the hall.
Okay.
Right.
Dangerous. Very dangerous.
Tordrick, with a bit of a bloody nose,
Mm-hmm.
gets up, and you all start to make your way down the hallway, leaving this this hole behind you. There's a bit of a almost like a serpentine vibe to the hallway. And you can see that once again, the designs have started to pick up with excited women, and now they seem to be like blowing trumpets, and it seems like the bash is getting bigger. As you all move forward, you can see that you approach an archway, and it leads into what looks like a much larger room.
By the way, you guys are the ones that made that dirty. I was right.
Yes, you were. Yes, you were.
I don't know. I don't
Could've
know
phrased
what's
it better.
dirty or not anymore. It's all a blur. It's
Yeah.
all become one.
All right, this next place. Sorry.
Yeah. Would you guys like to go into the room?
Yes.
We'll
Yep.
go.
Let's.
All right. You walk in, and it's almost like you walked into what a Storytell version. There's a story version,
Mhm.
like in books and songs of what you would imagine a ballroom looks like. It is basically the whole thing is gold and copper, and the walls have like these copper holes in them, and you can see parts where like pipes kind of twist through and move around, and these pipes all amalgamate into what looks like a door on one end. You see there's also a less extravagant door that has another picture of like a very beautiful woman. This time she has clothing on at the far end of the room. You also see that there are 4 like large, very large trumpet-looking situation horns sitting on pedestals that each kind of have a bit of a wave to them and then go up and have like a huge flourish at the top. You can see there's 4 of them. One of them looks near destroyed. The top of it is gone. It is just the mouthpiece now. In the center of the room, you see what looks like a slight elevation in the shape of a circle, which has carvings on it that looks like people dancing. And the room itself is covered in carvings of people spinning and dancing and blowing horns and trumpets. What would you guys like to do?
Are there any obvious exits to the room besides the way we came in?
There is the door that is attached to these pipes. And then there is a smaller, kind of lavish door that has the attractive woman on it.
Okay.
Is it still just illuminated by Saga's dancing lights, or the lights in the room?
It is the dancing lights. You can see there are places to like light lights here, but currently it is just the dancing lights.
So like there are there actually like torches or anything with fuel in them around the sides of the room that we could light up?
I mean, you don't know if they still have life in them, but
Okay. Well, I mean, not much point in wasting the fuel from a torch of our own if we've already got the dancing lights, so long as Saga's not exhausting herself with that spell.
No, it's just if we do end up in a battle, I'll have to put it down. But
Alright.
that's only if something it's been safe so far. It'll probably be fine.
For the foreseeable future, we'll have a torch ready just in case.
All right.
Can I go inspect the door made out of pipes?
yeah. What are you trying to gather from it?
Does it have a handle?
When you look at it, is there doorknob?
Can I
When you approach, there does not seem to be.
Can you play it? Can you play the door?
Is there is there music on the door, or is it
It's just
have anything interesting?
no,
Okay.
just the pipes.
Well, then maybe we should check out the other door.
I think so.
Who's leading the charge on the second door?
I can.
Okay.
Think
Yes,
probably.
Saga's standing around that door with the horns on it still because she wants to try to play the horn on the door. So yeah.
Well, there's
Carrying a heavy
there's
sled.
3 horns. Oh, there's 4 in the center. One of them's broken, but there are 3 very nice horns in the middle. Roshan, you go over to the second door, which has this the woman on the front. It is able to be opened. It seems to have like something to open it with, and unlike the other door.
Roshan will try it. Does it feel like it will open?
Oh, very easily.
Why not? Let's open it up.
You swing the door open. It leads to a very small room, like a 5x5 room. It is not very big. But you can see that there is big pieces of it eaten over time, but it seems to be clothing. That it's the same outfit. Multiples of the same very ornate looking woman's dress. And you see about usable, there's maybe 2 that could possibly be picked up without completely deteriorating, but none of them are in perfect condition.
Dibs.
Gorbjorn's like, those are mine.
I will grab one or both of them and say, I feel like we might need to reenact the murals on the wall to get out of this room.
Huh.
Saga, you look like you want to put on the dress.
I'll fix it first. Hand it to me. She tries to use her mending to try to fix some of the. You said they're pretty worn.
Yeah, it's pretty worn, but with your mending, you are able to put this dress back together. It seems it was not magically enchanted. It just stitches itself back together, no problem. Some of the color's a bit, faded and gone, and if there are some beads on it that are long lost.
Mm-hmm.
But it is very ornate and colorful.
Is it really like a thick dress, or is it like a thin, like over sort of thing? Like
it's pretty thin in most places, and it seems to be cut pretty provocatively. Like it has these very ornate kind of beaded shoulders that kind of go down over the chest, would show a lot of cleavage. And it seems to be a very thin material that goes downwards, and you think it would be a bit cold in this.
And averts his eyes if she's going to put this on.
And there's two?
There's two that seem to be like fixable with your magic.
Yeah, she fixes the other one, hands it to Nana. It's like, all right, you're going to dance with me.
I'm what?
Come on. She like pulls her into the room with the hole,
Right.
into the next room, and like starts to like change.
Okay, I hope you realize I'm not very well practiced with the dancing and the singing, and it wasn't really. I spent most of my time in the woods.
Well, so have I, but you can dance and sing in the woods as well, with the birds.
But I never did.
Oh, you're in the room. Hi.
No, I did from the other room. Nana, leave your armor on.
Well, all right. Will that mess with
That's the ladies
the
aren't wearing
iconography?
armor.
Well, no, but it's awfully cold.
Well, yes, but if we dance enough, we'll be warmer, and we only need to do it once, right?
Well, I suppose.
Yeah.
Once won't hurt.
All right.
Both of you change into
Pulls her back into the room.
It's cold, but it's definitely because of the lack of wind chill. Not the worst. It's terrible, but it's not the worst.
Let's get to this dancing then. Where do we start?
Looks at the things. I guess we try to follow it. I don't know what we're doing.
As you look around the room, you see that there are carvings on the walls of dancing people. There are lines on the floor, and then there's also that lifted up pedestal in the center with dancing people on it.
Is there like an overhead projector screen that we can pull down and that has the steps to the time warp?
Walk us through the... It's just a
There's
jump.
not, but it seems that people are doing pretty particular things in each drawing on the wall.
Okay.
And on the platform.
Are people playing the horns in the wall ornament as well?
Yes, there are people playing the horns on the wall art.
Well, I think it's time for the men of the group to play the horns.
I guess so.
You say one of them is broken?
One of them does not have like the big flourish at the top. So it would be it would not make the same sound as the others without something at the top to be similar, but you do not know if that would impede what you're going to do or not.
I just get
Don't
my
we have
horn
a
I got.
horn?
Yeah, I was gonna say I got my own horn. Screw this one.
Forget this horn. I'm my own horn man.
Maybe you could fix that bigger horn using that smaller horn.
Can I dock the horns?
Yeah. Yeah, you can dock the horn. Now we're gonna have to have a warning at the beginning of our show too, where These people are nasty.
You're nasty.
You're nasty.
Send all your children to bed.
I'm going to assume all of you go to a horn.
Yes.
Nana and Saga, where would you like to go?
I guess. Does it look like there's any part of the wall where it looks like there's sort of a starting place? Does it seem like maybe there's a part where there's two figures facing out from each other and then they kind of follow around the wall or anything like that? Like, what kind of order does it look like it's guiding you through?
Yeah, there does look like there's a bit of a starting point. And if you follow along, it's very straightforward. These people are like, I gotta know my dance.
It's numbered like first.
1, 2.
Yeah.
It looks like it follows along the wall where it meets in the center, along the back wall. And then there are lines that go to the central platform.
Okay. Nana kind of wants to like follow along the steps like visually and sort of like kind of mime it a little bit as she goes along. This is not her
And
strong suit.
Saga comes up, grabs her hands, and she's like, "You need to feel it." And then she just starts like bringing her around, trying to.
Saga moves you along through the room. Everybody who is at the horn, I either need performance or strength.
Yeah.
Strength horns.
It's just right, lung strength.
Strength ability or strength saving?
Ability.
Okay. Great.
Come on, buddy.
10?
26.
Roshan, expert. Gorbjorn, what you got?
I only know one note, and it's very loud. 22.
Wow.
Tordrek, what do you have?
15.
And Finn, you said
I said 10.
okay.
Come on. Come on. Get in the spirit.
All of you just start
10 is not
playing,
in the spirit whatsoever.
and it's not like it has a lot of notes, so just kind of like brr, like is all of you play. Saga is basically leading Nana about the room as you spin and dance. And you guys are, you're tripping over each other, and it's not graceful. It's not like some beautiful ballet, but you are spinning, and it's kind of nice to be, and it feels fun. You make your way around, and as everyone continues to it's not like there's too much of a beat. Roshan's probably like, there's a very particular beat, and I feel like you guys aren't getting it.
I'm just loud. Like, don't care.
You can hear that the sound is starting to accumulate around you, and you can hear the vibration of these metal pipes, and it moves through, and you can see that the door itself is like physically vibrating from the sound of these horns. The two of you make it to the center onto the pedestal and begin to spin and dance with each other. And there's a bit of a jostle as you feel the center platform begin to spin with you as it slowly begins to move and turn. And there's a bit of like a kind of like an escape of air just like near the door, like as it looks like something is released and the door slowly swings open.
I told you it worked.
We did it. I can't believe that worked. We did it.
Yes. I give her a spin. We do.
Stop that. I'm putting my armor back on. It's too cold in here, but that was fun. That was fun. That was wonderful.
Let me know when
Saga,
you're
you were
done.
brilliant.
Yes. Thank you. You as well. You did a great job. You shouldn't say you're bad at dancing. That was amazing.
Oh. Well, I hardly knew what I was doing.
We should have
You were
campfire
leading.
dance parties.
We definitely should. Oh, God. Come on. Before Fen pulls his eyes out of his sockets.
All right.
You two go and put your clothes back on, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Saga attempts to put the dress above her clothes.
It's kind of doable. It's not like your
That's
clothes are
cute.
incredibly thick. You have to put the jacket on it. But besides that, very doable. You don't really have a lot of armor to deal with.
Yeah, no, it doesn't have any actually.
Yeah. you keep the dress on.
Cute.
You all see that this leads to, and the stairs before were ornate with the gold in the center. These stairs are pure gold. The whole step is gold. And it seems to lead down, and you can already see the platform below. They are not very deep.
Shall we keep moving?
I think we should. Yes, far as we can.
Good thinking,
my horn.
Roshan.
All right, you undock your horn
Ah.
while get and start to make your way down these much more reasonable sized set of steps. There is not musical notes that accompany these. It is quiet, and it's only the sounds of your feet, and there's still like vibration from the horns. Like the sound is yet to leave, and you don't know if it's because it's like in your head and your brain's just vibrating, or if it's just moving through the walls unimpeded. As you move forward, going down these steps, you can see that this room is a large circle, and there are multiple designs in the floor that continue the circle. So there's multiple circles leading inwards. Not very straight. They seem to be flowing like the wind was in a lot of the drawings. You can see in the center, there looks to be like a weird like man-pulled chariot. So there's like a spot in the back for somebody to sit, and then somebody would lead in the front. It does not look like it was meant to hook up to a horse. And you can see, like, as your eyes adjust and you follow the lines on the ground, you can see standing on a golden spot on the far side, basically frozen in time. You see the body of a man that seems to be wearing very similar designed clothing. And his body is pale, and his body has like become blue with the ice. And you can see that his veins seem to be coming up in the neck and are black. The body is unmoving and stands in like a dancing position and just stands there, unmoving.
It's definitely a body, and it's not a statue.
If it's a statue, it is incredibly real with a very nice paint job.
All right.
It seems to not be moving, even though it is kind of angled in position to see you.
Well,
I don't know if I want to dance with him.
I'll dance.
I don't think we have a dress big enough for you, Gorbjorn. But
Well, I take out my sword, kind of.
I'll dance, all right.
Hold on. What do the walls look like? Are we seeing any kind of instructive?
It has a very similar vibe but it all looks to be like made into a spinning sort of situation. Instead of like very specific dance moves, it seems to be just leading in a circle.
So does it look like the images on the walls are kind of indicating we should, like, I'm trying to see if, like, are we supposed to be like putting the body in this rickshaw type situation, or do we just ride around the circle? Or, oh God, no. No.
You don't know what to do until you try something.
All right. Well,
there are no doors. There are no doors here.
Okay.
Can we check out the chariot a little, or the rickshaw?
hand-drawn.
Yeah. You go over to it. It looks like it was made out of very nice wood. Definitely took a toll, unlike everything else sort of in the area. It still looks usable, but it looks like it used to have like ornate carvings on it. Just very fanciful, very flowery, but nothing much more than that.
I don't want to be the one who gets close to our friend over there first.
Well, I'll approach it slowly. You all keep an eye on it. Nanna will advance
And knocks an arrow.
like 5 feet at a time towards the thing.
No
and she's
reaction.
watching it step by step by step by step as she gets closer. The second she sees it starting to move, she's going to stop.
You're about 5 feet away when the only thing that moves are its eyes and they focus in on you. You can see that he is in a thin layer of ice and holds his position, but is now looking at you. You can see that he looks strangely covered in corruption, but it is very much corruption, but he is yet to make a move.
I'd like to take a step backwards from him.
No reaction, but his eyes remain in that position.
If I step to one side, does he follow me?
He does, yes.
Okay.
He looks to be restrained by the ice rather than the corruption, or
A combination of the two?
I mean, you're not sure. It's not like an incredibly thick layer of ice. Kind of like the steps. But he has yet to
Strange.
move.
And the style of the garments seemed to be very similar to the style of the dresses that were in the room previous.
Yes.
Roshan shouts from across the room. Maybe you should dance with him.
I mean, he got the other room correct, so.
no.
Then
We're
you
just
have
gonna-
a better idea.
I'll take a dagger in one hand, and it should be me. And I'll approach, and I'll take his hand with my other hand.
You know how to dance.
I don't, but I know how to fight, and the rest of you can tell me if I'm doing it wrong.
The second your hand hits his, you hear the crack of ice, and his hand holds onto yours, and the other hand cracks forward and is placed at your hip. And his eyes have left Nanna and focus in on yours. And you hear just the slow crack of ice falling off of his body as he begins to try to lead you around the room.
Let him lead. Follow the steps. Like a foreman fighting. All right?
I'm not stabbing him in the back right now.
Good. Don't.
You start to make your way around, and it seems like you're starting to he begins to pick up pace, and it seems like his body just wasn't able to move as quickly at the beginning. He starts to take up pace, and it seems like a very spirited dance, like a very fun, and like you're at a big feast, a dinner, and there's just a lot of dancing and moving, and he leads you around this room, and he passes you guys a couple times, and you see that he is spiraling inwards. Fen, as you keep your eyes on him and you glance down, you can see that he's wearing a necklace, and the very top of it kind of peeking over the collar of his shirt, it looks like the top of a key. As he moves you in, and when you hit about the middle of the room in this spiral, you all hear the turning of gears as the whole room itself begins to spin, and the walls start to elongate as you begin to make your way downwards. And that is where we are going to stop for tonight.
No! This is so...
Thank you all so much for watching On the Backs of Gods. So happy you're here. We'll be here next week, same time, same place. If you'd like to catch up with us again on Monday, you can keep up with us on Facebook at The Dice Cult, or you can find us on Instagram or Twitter at Backs of Gods. If you want more D&D, the Dice Cult has something on Wednesday and maybe more days to come. Who's to say?
Probably you.
Once again, thank you all so much for being here. We truly appreciate it. See you next time.
See you guys.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.